Hi, my name is Brant Cooper. I'm the New York Times bestselling author of The Lean Entrepreneur. I'm fortunate that I get to travel around the world and talk to startups and entrepreneurs and investors, and I help them try to grow their businesses, get them started off on the right foot, focus on the right metrics, understand their customers, and so that's what I bring to the table.
Hi, my name is Michael Mellinghoff. I'm a German living in London, and we help fintech startups find funding and clients with events, consultancy, and a lot of other measures. And my topic is financial technology, which I personally work and engage in since 2010 when I left the traditional banking sector. So I know both sides, the traditional one and the more modern one. And today I have the honor to speak about the future of banking, which obviously is a very demanding topic and contains the future. So I will try to make some predictions to the community here of GEW in Belarus.
My name is Rishlalikar. I'm the co-founder of Rogue Initiative Studios and co-founder of Superworld. My area of expertise is currently augmented reality, virtual reality, entertainment, as well as emerging technology. I'll be speaking about fundraising for emerging technology companies and how that process works and how to go about it and achieve it for companies, and to be able to do that for companies even coming out of this part of the world, out of Belarus. So that's kind of the concepts I'm going to be discussing tomorrow.
Well, my name is Arjan Goudsblom. I work for ACE Incubator in Amsterdam, which is an incubator that looks at science-based startups. So we work in the fields of life sciences, robotics, AI. So those are the types of companies I work with. And we're also part of Amsterdam Science Park, which is a broader research and development area in Amsterdam. And I connect a lot of companies to the knowledge that's available there.
Hi, my name's Bev Hepting. I'm known as the Message Maestro. My expertise is in working with businesses and business owners to speak in public with confidence and clarity, so that they can effectively grow their business by knowing what it is they want to say, what's their key message, who they're saying it to, and growing and getting more clients because clients understand them.
My name is Jay Tickham. I am the Managing Director of Vedanve. It's a boutique consultancy in London focusing on fintech. So I help build fintech ecosystems working with government, central banks, mainly in emerging markets. I also help banks and other incumbents digitally transform, and I help startups scale their business.
My name is Joseph Wei. I come from San Francisco, Silicon Valley, and my expert area is in the startup venture investment. And my topic tomorrow is going to be, do you need to move your company to Silicon Valley for successful fundraising?
Добрый день, меня зовут Дмитрий Крайнов. Я возглавляю направление Talent Solutions в компании LinkedIn, отвечая за регион Польша и Адриатика. Моя экспертная область – это построение команд, работа с талантом и построение успешных воронок привлечения кандидатов. Тема моего выступления сегодня, на английском она звучит Building Winning Teams, по-русски это то, как построить хорошую успешную команду.
Hello, my name is Fratish Bejar. I'm an entrepreneur from Istanbul. I focus on fintech, digital transformation and financial technologies. I have two presentations at Global Entrepreneurship Week in Minsk. One is about fintech solutions, the future of payments, and the other one is about sustainable international expansion.
Hi, my name is Rudradeb, and my expert field here is mostly AI and startups. And I'm speaking about the role of AI in the fintech and the banking sector. And I'm also going to share about my experiences with building various startups and what are the lessons that I've learned building them.
Best advice I think I would give any startup and entrepreneurs is think about how you're going to speak about your business right from the beginning. Sometimes it gets left, they do all the tech stuff, they do all the working out and everything's done, and then suddenly go, oh, I've got to go and talk about it now. And then it gets complicated. Suddenly everything they try to say everything. So my best advice is think about how you're going to describe your business. How are you going to tell people what problem this solves? And keep it simple, because we as the listeners don't live in your world, so we don't always understand some of the words you use and those acronyms and things. So yeah, keep it simple and start early.
Well, my main advice always is to look at your problem definition really carefully. And a lot of startups look at their solution and they're very, very passionate, obviously, about their tech solution. But it's very important to connect to customers and to keep iterating and validating your solution. That would be my main advice.
So what I focus on what I call the 3 E's of lean innovation. So the first E is empathy. It's understanding your customers deeply. It's not going out and asking your customers what they want and then doing what they say, but rather understand the aspirations, the needs, the desires of your customers. The second E is experiments. So all of our businesses at first are started on a bunch of assumptions. So I help entrepreneurs expose those assumptions so we can test them first to validate or invalidate them so that we know that we're making progress towards building a successful business. And the third E is evidence. How do we use data from the experiments plus insights that we glean from our customers and make our decisions based upon that data rather than about our biases or what we hope is true. So that's the primary focus of what I teach.
I think that one of the things that startups really need to do and entrepreneurs need to do is really be aligned with what they are passionate in, because doing a startup is a very hard, difficult process, and if you don't have a strong passion and interest in what you're doing, you'll lose interest over time, or you'll lose the ability to actually, do the hard work it takes to make a startup successful. So you want to work in areas that you really enjoy, so that way you continue to be passionate about those things, and you can go through the tough times that occur oftentimes when you do a startup. So I think it's really about finding an area that you're passionate about, and then finding others that also share your interest in that area. So.
What is my advice to Belarusian startups? I think it's important to focus right from the beginning. Listen to the people, look at the rules, see which rules are necessary, which are not, what new means of technology are there that can be used to make the existing business model better, or even get beyond the business model and maybe invent a new one.
Encourage them to always come to visit the Silicon Valley before they actually come ready for fundraising or expand the business in the US. Because United States actually is a very big country, and even the state by state, the markets are very different.
Наверное, мой самый основной совет, который бы я дал, это мыслить шире. Как мы говорим в английском языке, это be open-minded, смотреть на горизонты шире, и когда они создают свой бизнес, планируют свой бизнес или думают о том, как стать успешными, это реально мыслить шире, как можно шире.
Based on my interaction with various startups that I had from here, it seems that they are very good in technology, but they are quite not that good at sales and marketing. So I will advise them to focus a bit more on sales and marketing and how to tell your story, and going in that direction more than purely focusing on the tech side of building the product.
They should think global. It's very important. And Belarus has a great opportunity because it could be a bridge between Russian-speaking countries with European countries. Could be a good bridge, and there's a lot of talent here. If you look at the level of technical talent, it's much better than most of the countries in the world. And if you look at the number of developers, the quality of the developers, and some of the successes we have seen in the Belarusian ecosystem, it gives a lot of hope for future, a lot of opportunities. So I think they should focus. They should become as international as possible, learn English, improve their English, and try to make business outside Belarus so that they can actually bring more international opportunities and value add to their ecosystem.
I think there's a huge opportunity here in Belarus. I think the government is opening up the channels for entrepreneurs, especially fintech entrepreneurs. I think the regulators will follow and clear the path for fintech companies to launch their products. So I believe there's a huge opportunity in this space. And I also understand that Belarus wants to become the financial center. That's the ambition. So that even gives Belarus fintech companies more opportunity.
I've been involved in Tech Mints from the very beginning. Nastya and Tanya are amazing, and they've really developed the ecosystem here. And Global Entrepreneurship Week is a way of showcasing that. And so it's always a pleasure to be back here during this time and to participate, get to know the founders and the ecosystem that's being built here, and to be involved. So always exciting to participate in Global Entrepreneurship Week in Belarus.
Well, so I think that entrepreneurship is important around the world. So how do we create new businesses that are going to drive growth in jobs? And how are we going to keep people occupied with a entrepreneurial spirit, working in a way that's empowered? And I think that the focus ends up being, how are we going to create value for human beings? And so as part of entrepreneurship, the thing that drives the real entrepreneur is not wealth, it's actually creating value for other human beings. And if we successfully do that, then the wealth might come as well. So it's helping entrepreneurs all around the world build valuable business that raises the standard of living of human beings.
Well, global entrepreneurship for me is the big driver of change and development. So for me, inspiring a younger generation to set up their own businesses, I think really not only increases economic development, but also social development. So I think that's a very important area. And that I work a lot with upcoming economies in Europe and the Middle East. So we've done projects in Bahrain and in Albania. And it's just really exciting to see the development that happens there.
Global Entrepreneurship Week in many countries actually brings together a very diverse crowd of people. It's a great opportunity to connect for me into, in this case, the Belarusian community of entrepreneurs. I've done that already in the past with entrepreneurship weeks in other countries. We have this similar concept in Germany, for example. I've been a guest on various occasions globally of the GEN network, and enjoy these come-togethers a lot.
So I think global entrepreneurship is important because, as everyone knows, entrepreneurship creates jobs and lifts up the economy in any country. I think for me, fintech is really important because in the past, banks and other bigger players couldn't reach certain types of population. And fintech companies are coming in and now giving access to finance. For example, young people. It's very hard for young people to get bank accounts or an insurance policy. Fintech is now coming to solve that problem. So I think it's, apart from, from a business perspective, it's also making a big impact.
I started entrepreneurship before it was popular. This was back in 2006. And we grew our company from Istanbul to an international startup, which was later acquired by a British company. So for us, it was an amazing experience, and I would like to share this experience with the startups in Belarus, which I think have a lot of potential. And being global is the way to go in the 21st century. You should not be limited to your own country. There should be a lot of opportunities outside internationally. So it's exciting to be here, and it's exciting to actually share my experiences with the young startups in Belarus.
My world I live in, my business world I live in, is very much the same type of people doing the same type of things. And for me, this idea of diversity is the only thing that moves things forward. So for me, Global Entrepreneurs Week is about connections. It's about making something bigger than that one thing it is, and supporting and working collaboratively and actually creating a world economy and not just our own little country economies. And again, we forget how, things here I never even heard of that I struggled to understand, but once I did, it was like, wow, all this is going on and nobody else knows about it. So for me, that's what Global Entrepreneurs Week means. It is, let's create global economies, people, and let's all work together.
Что вдохновило меня на участие? Ну, меня пригласили, я здесь по работе. И почему нет? Я, в принципе, довольно часто выступаю на всяких региональных конференциях, поэтому дать совет предпринимателям, стартапам и поделиться международным опытом, то, как мы это делаем, то, как это происходит в других странах, это всегда интересно.
I've been here many, many years coming to Minsk from, close to 10 years now almost, maybe back to 2012, so about 8 years. And I've always been excited about coming here. The thing that I've always anticipated is how fast this city and this market grows and changes and develops. And I've seen that every year when I come to Global Entrepreneurship Week. It gets bigger and better, and more activities, and more international people here. And more people that are doing things and are passionate about entrepreneurship and startups. So I always have, some very strong positive emotions about coming here prior to coming, and once I get here, I'm always surprised and excited about all the new developments that are happening. So
I think it's fantastic. I'm really pleased to be here, and I think the Belarusian entrepreneurs are very eager to learn. They take on the advice, they're very proactive, and they look for us all the time. So it's been a pleasure to work with them, really.
This is not the first time I come to the Global Entrepreneurship Week in Minsk. Actually, I was here in 2012. So that was 7 years ago. It was a small hotel lobby in one room. There were only 50 people. And now I come here, there's more than 1,000 people, maybe 2,000 people attending in the 2 days. There's amazing startups here with the great technology, hardware and software. So my expectation was high because I knew how developed it's becoming, the startup ecosystem in Minsk. But it was beyond my expectations. I was very impressed in a very positive way. So I hope I can contribute and make a little bit of a value add to this beautiful community here.